What's up, you guys? My name is Dane. For those who don't know me, now you know me. Yeah, just kidding, but welcome in. Today I'm going to be speaking about something that you can expect if you're going through the gang stalking, I guess you could call it a tactic, or I don't know, it's out of their playbook, right? So what I've noticed about the stalking is people experience the same things, and as weird as they are, like, I think it validates our experience when we share kind of the things and the themes that they use, you know, for the harassment and for it's torment, really, you know. But one of the things that I noticed in my experiences was the double talk. And what I mean by that is they're speaking about something that relates to another thing. So I'll just give you examples. Like, basically what it does is it's a really weird feeling when someone is going on about something, but you feel like what they're saying is like an indirect threat almost. So I'll give you a couple examples how that played out, just because it's kind of hard to explain. So I remember one time, right, I just met this dude, and I was getting drugs from him or using drugs with him, right? And he had this little dog with him, and he kept talking about his dog, and then he gets into like, I get in this conversation with him, he's talking about his dog, and he goes, yeah, my dog Chomper, he's like, he don't like cats though. He's like, they got fleas. And he just kept saying stuff about that. He's like, yeah, we don't like them. They got fleas. And the double meaning to that was just like, basically, like, what I had on me was, I think he was talking about the Holy Spirit, right? And he was saying that, like, he doesn't like when people come around him that have that, you know, but he wasn't directly saying it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of times we're in these situations where it's like this weird, like, underlying, like, message being sent to us, but they won't actually say it. And so it's just strange, because it's like, it makes you feel really uncomfortable, but it's not really like something I could be like, well, what do you mean, man? Is it because I got the Holy Spirit with me? And it's like, because they could just throw it back in your face, like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about my dog. So I don't know if that makes sense with people, but I'll just give you a couple more examples. And what I learned, like, the best way to address it is be either very direct or ignore it. So most of the time I would ignore it, and I would act like, you know, I would just have to not address it, because it was happening so often that it was putting me on edge all the time, because I'm like, this person's talking about this, and then it made me feel uncomfortable, like I'm not safe, or I have to worry about certain people. Oop, B, get out of here. Oops, slapped him. So if you've been through this, let me know, because, like, this was something that was constant with me, that I had to literally make up in my mind. I was like, unless someone is directly threatening me, I have to ignore all this indirect stuff, because it comes from so many different angles that it's like a nonstop thing. So I think, like, by design, it's just made to make you feel uncomfortable or put fear on you, right? Let me give you a couple more examples. So I remember another time I ended up in a car with this guy that was like, you know, he was banging Crip. This guy was like pretty serious, right? And I had some weird interaction with him, some other indirect stuff, but this was like kind of afterwards. Like I ended up going with him because he was gonna basically connect me with some other people, right? So I was with him and two other guys, and I don't know any of these guys very well, but because of my because of the life that I was living, I was kind of just in a weird spot. And so dude's like, he starts talking about he's like, yeah, we're gonna go out to a certain place, right? And then he starts going on and on about how there's no one around, right? He's like, there ain't no one out there, you know, no one within miles and miles, like we'll be completely alone out there. Basically just insinuating you know, they were gonna kill me, right? Like that's how I was feeling. Just because of like the whole underlying indirect double talk that was going on, and not just this, but it was like stuff leading up to this. And so I'm like, I didn't address it, right? I'm just like, but I'm kind of tripping in my mind. I'm just like, dang, dude, like I'm stuck with these dudes. Like this dude's hella crazy. Like mind you, like the night before I was riding with him, and this dude was driving the craziest I've ever seen, blowing through stop signs and stoplights, going around people, going like, you know, 80 miles an hour through neighborhoods. Like so this dude's wild. And so how it ended up playing out was we were driving through the city right before like we were supposedly gonna go out in the country, and I'm like, how am I gonna get out of this, right? And one of the dudes was like, he's like, hey, drop me off. So he goes and gets dropped off, and then when he gets dropped off, it was like all of a sudden I'm just like, I felt like the Holy Spirit was telling me, like, just tell him you're getting out and stand on it. And then I was just like, I'm getting out too. And they all looked at me, and it was like a kind of an awkward silence. And then dude was just like, all right. And so I got out, and they didn't say a word to me. So like I was saying, a lot of this stuff is to generate fear and stuff, but it's like if you just stand your ground or ignore it, you know, you have to make that choice of either like you have to address it sharply or just move around it. And I've noticed the times that I've like stood, it's gotten better. I'll give you one more example of that. And okay, so I was around the sketchy group of people again, right? Like story of my life. If you guys haven't caught the theme, so this dude that I knew through another girl, he was like always coming around, and again, a lot of weird vibes from this guy. This guy didn't like me for whatever reason. I didn't do nothing to him, but I would just get hated on all the time by these types of people. You know, the narcissistic, the, you know, trademark person that is involved in like the gang stalking stuff. It's like the same profile, it seems like, you know, same people over and over, type of people. So I'm dealing with this dude, and like sometimes he would be all right with me, like it would be like he was tolerant of me and he wouldn't do nothing weird, but a lot of the other time it was like just weirdo stuff. Because I was like, I would basically be buying drugs through this dude, so I think he put up with it because, you know, he was getting something out of it. Dang, my shirt's all stained up, just noticed that. So anyways, there's this one day where he starts going on about, oh yeah, he's like, people that steal from me, all this stuff, right? And I'm not thinking anything of it because I haven't taken nothing from this dude. But I found out later on that someone had told him that some of his drugs came up missing, and basically behind my back, someone told me the real person that took it said that was me. And I didn't know this, right? So this could have been dangerous, because like I literally didn't have nothing to do with it. But he keeps going on about this and that. And then like, so a couple times it was said, and I'm just like, this guy's really stuck on, you know, this topic. And then he ended up saying, he goes, yeah, the last guy who stole from me, he's like, I took a bat, he's like, and I beat him and his girl within an inch of their life, and they had to go to the hospital and all this stuff. And then I'm just like, so now it's like, okay, dude's basically threatening me, like, why you so I was just like, I got super like firm with him. I'm just like, I was like, so what's up, bro? Like, I'm gonna let you know right now that A, I'm not scared of you, and B, I didn't take nothing from you. I was like, I don't know what you're getting at with all this stuff, but like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Here's my backpack. Like, if you think I stole something from you, you can have everything in my bag. Look through it. I'm like, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna grab my stuff, and I'm gonna leave. But as far as like you doing this, I'm like, check it out, dude. I'm not scared of you, so what's up? And after that, dude never acted weird to me again, because I took away that like that angle that he was trying to come in like to scare me. And so that's what I'm saying with a lot of this stuff. It's like, you have to weigh your options. Is it something you need to confront to you know, address that fear factor and like basically pull their card? Or is it something that you just don't even acknowledge and don't feed into, don't give it fear? So it's kind of like, I think it's like the severity of it. Either you address it because the fear is too much, if you don't, or if it's something you can work through and just stand on your own without, you know, making it an issue, then do that. And I've seen this play out in other ways too. Even afterwards, and even in my walk today, it's like I have to weigh my options. And a lot of times for me, I pass on a lot of things, because you have to weigh your options of like, is this gonna make a difference? Is this gonna create problems in the future? Is this good for the other person if I address it, right? So that all factors in. So you really need, honestly, discernment and help from God in my experience with all that. But I could probably tell a lot more situations that happen, but those are just a few examples without this being super long. Like the double talk and the indirect threats it's just a really weird experience, because a lot of times it's like, it's so weird, because it's like, I don't know how they even, if they know about these other situations it relates to, or like it's a spirit speaking through them. Like, I don't know, you guys, but it's a strange part of it all. And I'm just sharing because if you're going through it, it's something to look out for and expect. So let me know if you've experienced this type of stuff. Y'all have a good rest of your day. I got a lot more video things coming, more stories, more teachings, and I really want to get into like ways of coming out of gang stalking. So that's coming in the future, like things that have helped me. And I guess this is kind of on that note too, but this is more like a tactic video, you know, just things that they do. Anyways, if that's something you're looking forward to, subscribe, because yeah, like I said, I got more stuff coming. Anyways, blessings. Check y'all later.